Fuck yeah!
Dragon Ball, Pokemon, Kaiju, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews. Hello there, collectors. Happy 2021 for you, and we're going to kick everything off with what is probably going to be already my most favorite review of the year. It was my last purchase of 2020, the Kyosho Egg Monster Hunter, I believe 4 Ultimate Wrath of Meow RC Tank. Or just to commonly say it to everyone who hasn't maybe played Monster Hunter but is interested in this, the RATHALOS tank. That's right, in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, we were introduced, at least us Westerners, to the concept of 2 Palico buddies hopping into a RATHALOS tank and calling it the Wrath of Meow. And if memory serves correct, if you knew what you were doing, it was stupidly overpowered with the right weapons, and now, not only did Kyosho Egg pick up where Banpresto left off, Banpresto at the time anyway, and they just made a Sofubi of this, they actually made an RC vehicle that fires. Yes, this is a functioning tank. So enough of an intro, let's take a look to see whether or not this, which is actually still on the market, RC vehicle, is worth adding into your collection. So at the time that this video is going up, first and foremost, the Monster Arts RATHALOS, I'm going to review it. I just got to get it first. If you want to see it sooner, I don't know, tweet people. I don't know. Can't make it go any faster than boat travel. But anyway, the Wrath of Meow, the RATHALOS tank here, looks-wise, it is phenomenal. It's perfect. It reminds me exactly of a motorized RATHALOS that is going to fit 2 little kitty cats on the back of it, and it is going to serve the hunter in battle as it kills many, many more RATHALOS coming up. Now, I do remember this pretty fondly, as I said in my Monster Arts Nargacuga review. Anytime I talk about Monster Hunter stuff moving forward, I'm going to share memories. I do remember sitting in one of the cafes at my university, playing with Mahoney in Monster Hunter, and we just kind of coordinated with the Wrath of Meow tank to take down some of the bigger baddies. I'm looking at you, Zinogre. Oh boy, it was fun breaking your back with this. Anyway, so the Wrath of Meow here looks very nice, and I'm very surprised at the quality for this. For the price point, with all of the mechanical features inside making sure that everything works, the prototype looks very, very clean and precise, and I wasn't expecting that to carry on over to the final product. Obviously, since this is the final product, not everything is going to be perfect, but this is almost as close as you can get in regards to looks. So the sculpt, it's great. You know, this is going to be something that's going to be made in not necessarily medieval times, but older times. So it's going to be made of wood. It's going to be made of stone. It's going to be made of acorns. Yes, because this is going to be very small, if I remember correctly, about up to the thigh hip area of a hunter. So yeah, this is not a very big tank, and it's pretty impressive that some Palicos were able to throw it together and make a functioning vehicle. So with that being said, we have the feathers on the Wrath of Meow, which blend from a nice red to orange to yellow. We do have the red that's used for the wood. It's painted, obviously, and the blue and the yellow and the red for the pupil for the RATHALOS eyes, which I will say that the paint, you know, a couple of drips here and there, but that's pretty much going to be the only issue. The treads on the actual tank itself, the rope that is used to move them, could use a little bit better paint, but it's not going to be that big of an issue because you're hardly going to be seeing it. The bottom of the tank actually has a little bit of weathering to make it look like it's been through the tracks before, so that is a fantastic touch to it. I mean, masking is good here. I don't really know what to say aside from this looks great with a mixture of different types of plastic, different paint applications. The only thing that I can say is I really do wish that some of the other things that I collect had this level of detail put into it, because articulation or not here, I would say things are pretty equal with all the mechanical parts. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Now, one thing that I am going to note is you will see that there are some little clear transparent rubber bands around some parts on left and right side of the Wrath of Meow. The Rathalos tank here, that is actually because the top portion of the jaw of the tank can come off, which I'm not going to demonstrate that because you just take it off, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to leave those on, and we're going to go from there. Next up, we get two Palico here, which one I believe is going to be assigned to the hunter, and the other one is just going to be one you're going to pick up on your journeys through your different hunts. Yep, so the first one here is going to be clad in green armor. Very cool. He has a nice little scarf there. Very nice. And I do believe that this is meant to be the designated partner Palico in the game. It's been a while since I've played for you, so yeah, forgive me there. I know I've been caught up with World, and quite frankly, I'm looking forward to Rise. If you're going to be picking up Rise, yeah, let's try to coordinate there and get some hunts going on in March when it comes out, and it's January. So anyway, yeah, the Palicos, both of them look very, very good. Again, the detail with the paint application and the sculpt is very impressive, all things considered. And now we're going to go ahead and move right on over to the other Palico that is included in this set. And why do we have two? Well, I'll show you in a second. Let's just take another quick second here to admire the other Palico, which the paint application, the sculpt, the detail, the facial expression all look fantastic. You'll notice that both of the Palico here come with little brown display bases because they have little pegs in their feetsies, and actually, as you can probably see, on their hands. The reason for that is they can ride on the Rathalos tank. That's right. So aside from these stands, which are used for something else we'll take a look at in a second, they can plug in to the actual tank and they can ride around on it. So they are going to have pegs in the feet, so this way they can be secured to the base and also on the handle of the Rathalos tank. Pretty cool. All right, so let's do a quick test of the RC capabilities here. So on our remote, as we kind of saw earlier, there is an on switch and there is an antenna. Obviously, I am very much so overcompensating here, but there is a very big extend amount. What I will say is, I don't know if it's the batteries because they're not exactly new batteries. It does take 2 AA in the remote and 4 AA in the tank, as I showed you in the battery pack earlier. I don't know if it is just a very touchy antenna or the batteries are dead, but depending on how far away the tank can get, not too far, I would say up to about 30 feet or so, it tends to stop wanting to respond. But I would say when it is responding, it's very, very accurate. So there's an on switch on the remote, on switch on the tank, which is very important. Don't forget to turn it on and off respectively. Here, I won't need to go super extend, but I will, just for the sake of any possible interference on my end. Now we're good to go. So how does it handle? Well, let me see how I can do this. You gotta trust me on this one. So forward, back, and then you have left and right controls, which can be a little confusing because you have to hold left and forward to get it to do that. Left and forward to get it to do that. And then likewise, you can hold back in either of the directions to get it to spin around, which sometimes I think I need to clean the wheels. It does seem to chug a little bit. And you'll see on here, it turns red whenever you're hitting anything, even if it doesn't really respond. So this way you can actually see when it's sending something. Yeah, so as you'll see in a little bit, it does handle pretty precisely once you get the hang of it. And there are 2 nubs on the shoulders here, shoulder buttons, if you will. This one doesn't do anything, but this one, let me, just for safety, bring our little tank back over here. You get 6 bullets, which you'll see in a second, and you get a couple of cutout targets, and yeah, it's pretty fun. So generally for the RC capabilities, I would say pretty fun. You can hear the spring trying to activate to fire the bullet, despite there not being anything in there. But still, what I would say is that there's nothing in here. They could have added a horn in there. There's not a horn for the tank in game, but still, the Wrath of Meow definitely could have had a horn. But yeah, generally speaking, I would say that the RC capabilities of this, I don't know if it's just because the antenna may be a little wonky, which in package, it will be not connected. Which here, close range, it's fine. I've tried it without. Touch and go. Yeah, I don't know if the antenna's a little wonky or the batteries are dead, so about 30 feet or so, it really stops responding, but this thing is super fun. It's fun as hell. I will say that aside from the RC, you only get to load one bullet at a time. That's pretty frustrating when you just want to keep going and just firing, which you'll see me demonstrate that in a bit. And yeah, so that's about it. RC capabilities, if I had to rate it out of 5, I would say 4. The only real legitimate critique is wish we could store more bullets. And speaking of bullets, we do get a total of 6 of them, along with 2 of the little brown display bases, which can be used to support the Palico, or 3 cutouts, which we actually have to cut out from the box. I don't quite know why they opted to do that and not include them separately. Now, admittedly, getting these little critters and the tank out of the box is going to pretty much destroy the inside of it in the process. You don't really have a means to put the tank and the Palico back in the box after you do this. So yeah, I guess you can cut them up, but I really don't want to do that. So you get Gore Magala, Rathalos, and you get Yen Kutku to cut out and put on the little slits in the brown base, which works as target practice. So I'm going to show you a different target practice here in a second. So just hang tight for that. It's going to be pretty fun. Now, alongside this, you also get a little, I'm assuming it's a phone charm, which basically just says RC Fire Dragon, Tank, Fire Dragon, Rathalos, and we get little pictures, cartoony bits of the Palicos that are in this little tank set, so that's pretty cool if you want that. Now, let's talk about target practice. So I don't have the monsters cut out, so we'll just go ahead and use some stand-ins here. Thank you for your service, folks. So, yep. So like I said before, you just use the right button on the controller to fire off the missile. And yeah, I would say it's relatively easy to line the tank up to do that. It's kind of an awkward angle, so I'm kind of sucking at it, so to speak. Maybe I could be a little better. But yeah, it has actually a nice force to it, and it makes a nice satisfying sound, as you heard earlier. So do keep in mind, you can probably actually hurt someone with this if you're going to aim and hit them in the eyeball, but otherwise it's kind of harmless fun. So I'm not encouraging you to shoot anyone with it. However, target practice with this is fun, and once you get the hang of it, it's even funner. You're welcome, English majors. Now, something that they sort of encouraged on the side of the box here is to put other things in the tank and deliver them around the house, like a remote or candy or Figuarts Goku. Yeah, so you can have fun with that. Okay, all right. Okay, Steve. Okay, let's go ahead on over to a size comparison and also a quick mobility test. How maneuverable is this? Yeah, so you can be pretty slick with it if you want. So yeah, it's pretty fun. Yeah. So yeah, you can see about how big it is. I put it somewhere around the 5-inch mark, if I had to say. Definitely not in scale with any of the monster figures that we're gonna have, Reveltech or Monster Arts. So yeah, not a good choice for that. But hey, it's a decent size. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. It's pretty much the best purchase that I made in 2020 regarding my collection, and I'm already happy with this for being the first video that I'm going to put out in 2021. It's fantastic. I really, really, really do enjoy this. It's great to have that sort of feeling that, yes, I am buying things that I am enjoying, not only just for the channel or just things that I in general like to collect, but this was an oddball purchase that I did want to see if the cats enjoy, and they do to an extent. So yeah, it's very fun to have. Now, that being said, total cost is about $150. Yep, and I was able to get a good deal on mine. It is still available if you look. Not that hard to do. If you put Kyosho Egg Rathalos Tank into Google, you will find it. Keep in mind, shipping from Japan is astronomical. Yeah. But if you get it, hours of fun time. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.